she drowned in Friday night.
Well, Broussard wants lawmakers to begin immediate congressional hearings to investigate hurricane relief efforts.
South Florida is expected to take in even more evacuees needing medical attention. Dozens arrived over the weekend at the Opa-locka airport. Some were carried off the plane in stretchers. The Miami VA Medical Center transferred the patients to several area hospitals prepared to care for their medical issues. The Miami Children's Hospital will help with the care and treatment of incoming children.
South Florida firefighters will be out in force again today, raising money on South Florida streets for the hurricane relief effort. And on South Beach late last night, an Academy Award-winning actor made a contribution. CBS 4's Yusila Ramirez has more from Miami Beach.
29, respond, house fire.
Somewhere between fire calls, they're running out.
Fill the boot. That's what it's all about, fill the boot.
These Miami-Dade firefighters do the boot drive every Labor Day weekend for the same charity.
Every year we do the same MDA drive. The International Association of Firefighters has a very good relationship with MDA.
But with these pictures burned into everyone's mind, this year is all about the boot, and it's all about Katrina as well.
Due to their generosity, what we're doing this year as a department directive is just pretty much splitting the proceeds.
Miami-Dade firefighters are giving at least 80% of what's going in the boot to their firefighter union's Hurricane Relief Fund.
Thank you very much.
The rest goes to MDA.
Great job, man. How you doing?
Over on the Dolphin Expressway, City of Miami firefighters are giving 100% to the Red Cross.
And I have to tell you, the citizens of Miami and Dade County that have come through our locations have been more than generous to us.
You see a lot more 10-20s where before you just got change and dollar bills.
Even on a slow Sunday afternoon, even from the pizza guy.
Hey, you got a pizza in there? Okay, gracias.
The boots are filling with compassion.
And that was probably his tips for the day, which is, again, it's awesome.
Dave Malkoff, CBS 4 News this morning.
Sure is awesome. And if you would like to help the victims of Hurricane Katrina, please call our Neighbors for Neighbors hotline at 305-597-4404, or you can log on to neighborsforneighbors.org. And join us later this morning for a 1-hour Hurricane Katrina special and telethon. Hurricane 2005 in the path of Hurricane Katrina airs at 9 a.m. here on CBS 4.
Also this morning, the funeral plans have been released for Chief Justice William Rehnquist, who passed away Saturday night. He had complications with thyroid cancer. The public will be allowed to pay respects on Tuesday and Wednesday at the Great Hall of the Supreme Court. Rehnquist, who was 80 years old, will be buried on Wednesday at Arlington National Cemetery alongside his wife. Much more on Rehnquist's passing, all new for you at 5:30 this morning.
5:10 now, and straight ahead, several people held in connection with Natalie Holloway's disappearance have been released.
Also, fire sweeps through a condominium, killing several children inside.
And a warning if you're planning to spend Labor Day on the beach.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a little stormy at the beach later today, and we've got a few things to talk about tropically. We'll have all the details on that coming up.
$10,000 minimum for any trade at Fairbanks Dodge in Coconut Creek. During the Labor Day blowout, it's going on now until this Monday at midnight. Fairbanks is guaranteeing you $10,000 minimum for any trade-in. And exclusive of that, get employee pricing on every Dodge Magnum, Durango, Caravan, and truck, every Dodge Charger, and every other Dodge in stock. But the $10,000 minimum trade deadline is midnight Labor Day at Fairbanks Dodge in Coconut Creek.
You'll find that many of the designer suits that we sell for $200 are made with the same quality and care as those that others sell for twice as much, which probably explains why we can sell so many of them, which in turn explains why we can sell them for $200.
100% wool, $200. Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
Looking for smart solutions? Pick up a copy of today's Herald.
I'm no decorator, so buying furniture used to be a nightmare. Finding the right pieces, the accessories, getting delivery. That's why I love Rooms to Go. It's one-stop easy shopping. With over 100 different room packages, each one put together to the last detail and priced by the piece and by the room, lower than any place else. It's one simple choice. Delivery in days, not months. Decorating made easy. Rooms to Go. What a concept.
Decorating's easy at Rooms to Go.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
It is 12 minutes after 5 o'clock. Let's get a check of the roadways.
Okay, how about that? Erica, how's it looking outside?
Well, the Palmetto Expressway is still up to speed this hour. As you can see, it's going to be a quiet day out there on the roadways. First of all, we do have a wreck on the 826 northbound at Northwest 74th Street to look out for, and that is in its clearing stages. The Dolphin Expressway westbound before Northwest 27th Avenue, dealing with an injury crash there, but everything's still up to speed. We do have a left lane blocked still, so you want to stay to your right-hand side. I-95 looking good in both directions. An injury crash, though, just occurring I-95 northbound at Northwest 103rd Street to keep in mind. Otherwise, that you can see everything still moving. Broward County, the Turnpike northbound where it meets 595. Keep an eye out for a fender bender here. Otherwise, a smooth ride on 595 for you at this hour, and it's about a 15-minute ride from Weston down to Fort Lauderdale. I'm Erica Del Sordo. More traffic coming up in 10 minutes.
All righty, Erica, thank you so much.
We are standing by.
We are standing by. Miss Elizabeth.
It's been wet. You promised.
Wet, but I tell you what, I mean, it was only 87 degrees yesterday afternoon, and it felt like, I mean, it was October almost. So that's been nice. You know, I'm trying to focus on the positive here, right? We are going to see some more showers today. In fact, we have some of those out there right now. We'll get to the radar in just a moment, but it's only 76 here in western Miami-Dade and weather control, 79 in Fort Lauderdale, and we're into the low 80s down in the middle and lower Keys. Humidity up there at capacity, and we are an 8 on the stickiness scale. We have a little bit of a light northwesterly wind, and that's going to really factor into our forecast later this week with some drier air, but not so much now. Let's go ahead and take a look at real-time Doppler 4. You can see a spattering of showers, even a couple of bolts of lightning out there in the Atlantic and then down through the middle and lower Keys. That's a pretty steady rain coming down from Marathon, extending southward towards Key West all along the 7 Mile Bridge. And we also have some steady showers now moving out of Coral Gables and Dadeland and on over towards Olympia Heights. You're going to see some of this moving through Sweetwater and then west of the Turnpike. So let's expand it out and talk about a couple of things. Part of this is actually kind of a tropical link. I don't necessarily want to call this a tropical low right now, but we have an area of low pressure about 150 miles east of Miami, and you can see the flare-up of thunderstorms here last evening. This was 12 hours ago. Now, as we put it into motion, you'll almost can pick out a little bit of rotation there. Thunderstorm activity has died down as you would expect. We haven't obviously had any daytime heating overnight, but this is something that we're watching because it's going to be out over this water that's about 90 degrees for the next couple of days. There may be some additional development, but at any rate, it's going to be moving up to the north along the east coast of Florida. We also have a little area of low pressure extending further east from that. So again, both of those bear watching. And then a little less than 500 miles east of Bermuda, that is Hurricane Maria. Yeah, we had another hurricane develop over the weekend. As of 5 a.m., Maria was located 465 miles east of Bermuda. Winds now up to 90 miles per hour, so a formidable storm. But thankfully, Maria is expected to stay out over the open water. Notice the motion here to the north and northwest at 10 miles per hour, but that sort of dramatic turn off to the northeast is expected even as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, so really only a problem for shipping interest. Okay, so today we're going to be looking for some rather limited sunshine with that area of low pressure pretty close to home. We could have some storms at any time, and then heading into our Tuesday, this is back to work, back to school for most folks, still stormy with possibly some heavy rain. So we'll keep you posted on all the developments there, but here's what you need to know for now. We will have a few storms likely, coolish for this time of the year, and breezy, 87 for the high into the overnight. Storms still around. Nice ocean breeze, though. Temperatures dip down into the upper 70s, and there's a look ahead through the rest of your week. I know you don't want to think about going back to work, but there it is. Have a good one.
Thanks. Thanks. It is 5:17 right now. Just ahead, a day is set for the start of Saddam Hussein's trial in Iraq.
And some new drugs that could prevent heart attack and stroke. Details in Dr. Sean Knipp's medical file.
Also, CBS 4's own David Bernard takes us in for a tour of the devastation in New Orleans' French Quarter. That's all new for you at 5:30 this morning.
But first, check out the numbers on Wall Street. It was a down day on Friday. Stay with us.
CBS 4 News Traffic is sponsored by Palmetto Ford. Give us a try before you buy. 305-592 Ford.
But in our hearts, we're hurting. Well, the pictures of Katrina's devastation can take your breath away.
You know, this reminds me so much of Hurricane Andrew and the days after that first.
Widespread destruction. Hundreds of thousands are flooded out.
Well, CBS 4's Brian Andrews has been riding out this storm from the beginning.
New Orleans is in a state of disaster.
Today, we're only beginning to see the devastation that was caused by this hurricane.
And all the things I had in mind for you and me. We'll say something new, something new. But something you do, but something you do, something you do. We'll say something new.
Are you getting enough fiber in your diet? To get the 25 to 30 grams of daily fiber you need for ongoing good health, what else would you have time for? That's why there's Fiber Choice, the chewable fiber supplement. Each bottle contains 180 grams of fiber. You'd need more than 3 bottles of fiber caplets at 3 times the price to get the same amount, which makes Fiber Choice the smart choice for your busy lifestyle. Fiber Choice, now in assorted fruit chewable tablets and hard candy drops.
South Florida was hit hard by Hurricane Katrina, the Gulf Coast ravaged. I'm CBS 4's Rob Hanrahan. There's a way to help victims of Hurricane Katrina. CBS 4 and Neighbors for Neighbors have set up a relief fund to aid those in desperate need of food, water, shelter, and more. Call 305-597-4404 or log on to neighborsforneighbors.org.
Neighbors for Neighbors, established 13 years ago after Hurricane Andrew, and still reaching out to those in need today.
Underwritten by Bank United and Herbert Hoover Foundation.
5:19 now. A fast-moving fire sweeps through a California condominium home, killing 5 children. 3 girls and 1 boy were found dead in the upstairs bedroom. Another girl died at the hospital. At least 12 people were in that home when the fire started.
3 suspects held in connection with the disappearance of Natalie Holloway are now free. 18-year-old Joran Vandersloot left an Aruba prison with his parents and an attorney yesterday. The 2 other suspects, who are brothers, left minutes later. Prosecutors say despite their release, all 3 suspects are still under investigation.
The trial of former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein is scheduled to start on October 19th. That's according to an Iraqi government spokesman. Saddam will first face charges for detentions and executions he ordered back in 1982. He'll also face charges for the 1990 invasion of Kuwait and chemical attacks on Iraq's Kurdish minority. Saddam Hussein has been in U.S. custody since his December 2003 capture by U.S. troops.
At 5:20, it's time to check traffic.
All righty, Erica Del Sordo, how's it looking on this holiday today?
Well, a nice ride for you on all major roadways into downtown this morning. Just keep in mind the roadways are wet after some overnight showers, so you'll want to watch your speed and following distance as you make your way out the door. The Palmetto Expressway moving up to speed still at this hour. Hopefully it's like this all morning long. We do have an earlier wreck on the 826 northbound at Northwest 74th Street. Also, the Dolphin Expressway westbound before Northwest 27th Avenue dealing with an earlier injury crash. A left lane blocked still, so want to stay to your right-hand side. Broward County, the Turnpike northbound where it meets 595. Keep an eye out for a fender bender. Otherwise, a smooth ride on 595 for you at this hour. I'm Erica Del Sordo. More traffic coming up in 10 minutes.
Erica, thanks. And ahead for you this morning on CBS 4 News this morning, police looking into a possible murder-suicide in Hialeah.
And more on possible replacements for Supreme Court Chief Justice William Rehnquist, who died over the weekend.
And South Floridians praying for the victims of Hurricane Katrina.
If you have a late model car that has damage, is drivable, and you're paying for the repair out of your own pocket, Maaco's new Cosmolision repair service is for you. Maaco will get the job done fast and with a guaranteed seamless repair. Best of all, at Maaco, it'll cost a lot less. On average, Maaco repairs cost 33% less than at body shops and car dealers. For all your cosmetic and collision needs, better get Maaco, America's Cosmolision specialist.
With the new Sprint, now I can talk in the largest network with no roaming charges.
Now I can talk as much as I want with no huge overages.
Now I can get all my incoming calls free.
So everyone's in my free calling network.
Lots of different plans.
For lots of different people.
Because if we were all the same as everyone else,
it would be creepy.
Together, Sprint and Nextel give you more choice in plans than any other wireless company, starting at just $34.99 a month.
Sprint. Yes, you can.
Warwick's Hobby Superstore. Wall-to-wall fun. 15,000 square feet of slot cars, rockets, erector sets, models, RC boats, cars, and planes. I've never seen a guy jump that high.
Not to mention the best selection of model trains and layouts, and Thomas & Friends wooden trains anywhere.
So if you're serious about having fun, step into Warwick's Hobby Superstore. Hey, no crash. Warwick's Hobby Superstore, your place for family fun.
You've been seeing someone else, haven't you?
No.
Come on, I can see it in your smile. Your teeth are so white.
Dr. Stevens, I can explain.
New Crest White Strips Premium Plus uses active oxygen, the same whitener professionals use for professional level whitening results at home.
Hi. Hi. Did you just get your teeth whitened?
New Crest White Strips Premium Plus, part of the Crest Dental Plan for healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
CBS 4 Weather is sponsored by the South Florida Water Management District, protectors of the Everglades.
5:23 is the time right now. This morning in Dr. Sean's medical file, newer drugs can go a very long way to help people with high blood pressure avoid a heart attack or even a stroke.
That's good news. Researchers in Europe found newer anti-hypertension drugs worked better than old ones, especially when taken with a cholesterol-lowering pill. Pfizer sponsored this study that found that the combination reduced the risk of strokes by 25%, heart attacks by 15%, cardiovascular deaths by 25%, and new cases of diabetes by 30%.
Well, doctors say women are losing out when it comes to heart care because of the perception cardiovascular illness is mostly a male problem. Heart disease kills twice as many women as all cancers put together and is responsible for 55% of deaths in women compared to just 43% in men. Yet, women with chest pains are less likely to undergo any procedures that may show coronary obstruction.
The CDC says it will have almost 100 million flu shots during the upcoming flu season, but no word yet on when the vaccines will be ready. GlaxoSmithKline is joining 3 other companies who supply shots in the U.S. Those companies say who gets shots will need to be prioritized, with children under 6, pregnant women, and healthcare workers getting their first shots.
The time right now is 5:25. Weather and traffic just 1 minute away.
Also, more than 100 people die in a deadly plane accident.
And CBS 4 taking you to a popular tourist destination in New Orleans, which now looks anything but.
Then a warning if you're headed to the beach this Labor Day. In our live report, CBS 4 back in 60.
It's quite impressive.
For 3 consecutive years.
We have been recognized
by J.D. Power and Associates for giving our patients
an outstanding experience.
The first
in the nation to achieve this distinction.
3 years in a row, it's Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital. Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital. Defining quality.
I'm Larry Coulter of the Miami Hurricanes. Unfortunately, another hurricane season is rapidly approaching, so we need to be prepared. Hearst Shutter Company is the nation's oldest and largest hurricane shutter manufacturer and has been family-owned since 1957. Hearst produces all of its hurricane products right here in their modern 60,000 square foot factory. Ask for Hearst products by name and use only licensed and insured companies and contractors. So take it from someone who knows a thing or two about hurricanes. Choose Hearst first.
South Florida was hit hard by Hurricane Katrina. The Gulf Coast ravaged. I'm CBS 4's Rob Hanrahan. There's a way to help victims of Hurricane Katrina. CBS 4 and Neighbors for Neighbors have set up a relief fund to aid those in desperate need of food, water, shelter, and more. Call 305-597-4404 or log on to neighborsforneighbors.org.
Neighbors for Neighbors, established 13 years ago after Hurricane Andrew, and still reaching out to those in need today.
Underwritten by Bank United and Herbert Hoover Foundation. He grew up in Miami. He became a respected judge.
I've been a judge for over 10 years.
Now, this son of Cuban immigrants has his very own court show.
Stop talking. This isn't your house. This is my house.
Get ready for justice.
All rise.
South Florida style.
I grew up in a Cuban household. Yelling and screaming doesn't faze me a bit.
When Judge Alex brings power and passion to the bench.
In the courtroom, nobody's above the law.
Judge Alex, weekday mornings at 9, starting next Monday on CBS 4.
I'm eating my dinner.
How's it now, Chunky?
Jerk!
That was fun. Life stinks.
Cheer up, you're still a kid. It's gonna get much worse.
Is there a Dr. Barnes here?
Yeah.
We have surveillance video.
First on 4.
It's the very latest on a developing story. It has to do with the safety of the flying public.
Surprise verdict in a controversial case.
The victim is talking to us.
We're on here.
Investigators saying this was a very close call.
The story continues to unfold.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News This Morning.
Well, it's 5:30 Monday, September 5th. It's Labor Day. I'm Angela Rain for Susan Barnett.
And I'm Danielle Knox. Good to be with you as always this morning. Let's get a check of the weather at 5:29. Hey there, Elizabeth. How's it looking?
Well, it's looking a little bit damp out there, ladies. We do have a nice breeze this morning. That's one sort of refreshing piece of news, but we are going to have some storms on and off through the day. And this is always kind of the last hurrah of the summer season, but it looks like it may not be the best day to head out to the beach. We'll detail it all for you. But first up, let's take a look at real-time Doppler 4. We have some pretty good storms kicking up down in the middle and lower Keys from about Marathon across the 7-mile bridge and all the way down towards Key West. And the only other rain to speak of yet that's coming down steadily is from the upper Keys and then heading inland over Dayland and Coral Gables, Westchester. You're on the north side of that, and it is crossing the turnpike. So that's what we're dealing with rainfall-wise this morning. In the tropics, a lot of stuff going on. We have an area of low pressure here about 150 miles off of our coastline. Another one here that is getting better organized, and this is Hurricane Maria, a formidable storm at this point, so we'll detail more on that. But today, storms likely kind of coolish for this time of the year and breezy with a high of 87. Details in a few minutes.
All righty, thank you so much, Elizabeth. At 5:30, let's get another check of the roadways. Erica Del Sordo in for Ty Kennedy. Hey, Erica.
Good morning. This is I-95 at 151st Street. Still a nice ride for you on all major roadways into downtown. Palmetto Expressway looking good as well. We do have one wreck on the 826 northbound at Northwest 74th Street clearing up. Otherwise, all up to speed. The Dolphin Expressway westbound before Northwest 27th Avenue dealing with an earlier crash there. Everything up to speed there as well, though, on the Dolphin Expressway in both directions. Broward County, the Turnpike northbound where it meets 595. Keep an eye out for fender bender. Otherwise, a smooth ride into downtown Fort Lauderdale. This traffic report is brought to you by Sears. I'm Erica Del Sordo. We'll have more traffic coming up in 10 minutes.
Now, a quick look at some of our top stories this morning. Tragic news out of Indonesia, where a passenger plane has crashed on the island of Sumatra, killing all 117 people on board. Officials say the Mandala Airlines Boeing 737 crashed and burned a minute after takeoff from the Medan Airport and went down in a heavily populated downtown neighborhood.
Coast Guard helicopters are still retrieving people in New Orleans almost a week after Hurricane Katrina roared ashore. Late Sunday, helicopters evacuated refugees from a dry stretch of Interstate 10 where they were dropped off by rescue boats. Homeland Security Chief Michael Levitt says the number of dead could rise to the thousands.
New Orleans police say they shot and killed several gunmen who had fired at a group of contractors. The 14 contractors were on their way to repair a canal. They were traveling across a bridge under police escort when shots were fired. Police shot at 8 people, killing 5 or 6.
Now, first at 5:30 this morning, rip current warnings along Miami Beach this morning, just as people plan to head out to the beach to enjoy this holiday today.
CBS 4's Nefertiti Jacquez live on Miami Beach with what this means for your Labor Day. Nefertiti, good morning.
Good morning, Angela and Danielle. Well, officials say definitely go out and enjoy your Labor Day, but just use precaution because the rip currents are at high and meteoric levels.
Labor Day, a day where many head to the beach to relax, spend time with friends and family, and of course, catch some waves. But Labor Day will also prove to be a day of warning as rip currents reach moderate to high levels, posing danger to swimmers and surfers. So remember, officials say it's not a risk you want to take because there have been many past occurrences where several who did not heed the warnings did not survive nature's wrath.
Well, at the very end, these are the rip current safety tips. Never swim alone. If caught in a current, make sure to stay calm, never try to fight that current, and then swim along the shoreline and then out. And of course, wave your hands if you need help. And if you're someone in trouble, if you see someone in trouble, don't be a victim and definitely call for help. That's the very latest out here at South Beach. Nefertiti Jaquez, CBS 4 News this morning.
5:33, Hialeah police are investigating what they say appears to be a murder-suicide. Now, this happened Sunday morning at 500 West 35th Place. Police say the woman, approximately 28 years old, and her boyfriend had domestic violence issues in their past. A 3-year-old child was inside the home at the time.
The body of Chief Justice William Rehnquist will lie in repose this week at the U.S. Supreme Court. Rehnquist died of cancer Saturday night at his home in suburban Washington after serving on the nation's highest court for 35 years. CBS 4's Meg Oliver has more on his legacy and the task of now filling not 1 but 2 vacancies on the court.
Come and we pray. For the family.
Today, a small group of mourners gathered outside the United States Supreme Court to pay tribute to the late Chief Justice William Rehnquist. And President Bush also expressed his condolences.
Our nation is saddened today by the news that Chief Justice William Rehnquist passed away last night. Laura and I send our respect and deepest sympathy to this good man's children.
The 80-year-old Chief Justice battled thyroid cancer for the past year, but worked until the very end, mostly from home.
Will you raise your right hand, Mr. President?
One of his last public duties was to deliver the oath of office to President Bush. His body will lie in repose Tuesday and Wednesday at the Supreme Court, and then he will be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. The news of Rehnquist's death comes just 2 days before the Senate Judiciary Committee was set to begin the confirmation process on nominee John Roberts.
Knowing Justice Rehnquist, he'd want us to move ahead.
Rehnquist's death opens a rare second vacancy on the nation's highest court. Many are pushing for a woman or a minority. And Mr. Bush must also find someone to fill Rehnquist's role as Chief Justice of the court. The president does have a few options in front of him. He can elevate one of the sitting justices, such as Antonin Scalia or Clarence Thomas. Or if John Roberts is confirmed, that would also be an option. Justice Sandra Day O'Connor said Rehnquist will go down in history as one of the great Chief Justices of the Supreme Court. He never lost his sense of humor, and he will be greatly missed. In Washington, Meg Oliver for CBS 4.
Well, it is 5:35 right now, and straight ahead on CBS 4 News this morning, CBS 4's own David Bernard takes us in for a tour of the devastated areas in New Orleans, specifically the French Quarter.
And South Floridians praying for victims of Hurricane Katrina.
Well, good Monday morning and happy Labor Day to you. Real-time WFOR is showing some rain showers scattered in and around South Florida. Some pretty heavy stuff coming down in the Keys. We'll see if it will continue through the rest of your holiday. Details straight ahead.
Got this picture of you.
You have a unique personal style. Make over your home with extraordinary lighting, ceiling fans, and home accents. And enter to win a $10,000 lighting makeover for your home.
I've got this picture of you. That's the way that our life should be.
At South Date Lighting, 13006 Southwest 87th Avenue.
Fact. I used to worry about nasty germs and ugly stains. But now I use Lysol Toilet Bowl Cleaner. Lysol's powerful formula clings, killing germs. It gets under the rim. Look how fast tough lime scale disappears. Watch this. It destroys tough rust stains, leaving the bowl sparkling clean. And it kills germs to help protect my family.
Life demands Lysol. That's a fact. To clean and brighten your toilet, try Lysol Toilet Bowl Cleaner with bleach.
nature's own white wheat. All the nutrition of wheat bread with a look and taste of white.
$10,000 minimum for any trade-in at Fairbanks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Sawgrass. All during the Labor Day blowout going on now until Monday at midnight. Fairbanks is guaranteeing you $10,000 minimum for any trade-in. And exclusive of that, get employee pricing on every Dodge Magnum, Durango, Caravan, and truck, every Dodge Charger, and every other Dodge in stock. But the $10,000 minimum trade deadline is midnight Labor Day at Fairbanks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Sawgrass.
Bed sores are preventable. Having a family member who's been mistreated in a nursing home can be devastating. Call and discuss your problem with one of our experienced attorneys, free. Call 877-4ELDERS.
This past summer was busy and fun, but back to school means back to you. Now that the kids are in school again, tackle your weight loss goals this fall with 3 a day of dairy. Research indicates that including 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt in a reduced calorie weight loss plan can burn more fat and help you lose more weight than by just cutting calories alone. Treat yourself right and take care of your health with 3 a day.
Sponsored by Dairy Farmers Incorporated. Got milk?
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
5:38. Let's get you a check of traffic.
Alrighty, Erica Del Sordo in for Ty Kennedy today, who's enjoying this holiday. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning. You're looking at I-95 at 151st Street. Still a very nice ride for you on all major roadways into downtown. The Turnpike northbound at Northwest 41st Street here. Look out for a wreck. Not blocking anything, though, so still a nice ride on the Turnpike in both directions. The Palmetto Expressway, we do have one wreck on the 826 northbound at Northwest 74th Street. Otherwise, all up to speed. Broward County, the Turnpike northbound where it meets 595's entrance ramp. Keep an eye out for a fender bender that's still off to the side here. Otherwise, a nice smooth ride into downtown Fort Lauderdale. I'm Erica Del Sordo. More traffic coming up in 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Erica. Oh.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, ladies. How you doing?
We're doing good. We know that the rip currents may be a problem today for folks wanting to get out there and swim.
Oh, yeah.
Weather-wise, though, are they going to be able to enjoy the beach at all today?
Not so much, no. Kind of like it has been. I mean, it's not going to be a complete wash, but we have some pretty strong northeast winds, and that's what's creating the risk of rip currents today, and it's also going to continue to just push showers in here on and off through the morning and afternoon and
stuff.
Let's go ahead and
the whole day, right?
on and off. We'll call it that. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers around South Florida. They are actually looking pretty good. We had a little reprieve from the really hot stuff. Yesterday was, in fact, one of the coolest days we've seen in about the last couple months, we'll say. 76 now in western Miami-Dade, 79 in Fort Lauderdale. It is 80 down in the lower Keys. Humidity is at capacity, so unfortunately that has not changed. We're an 8 on the stickiness scale, and we do have a little bit of a light northwesterly breeze. Let's check on the radar because we have had a couple of showers, even a few rumbles of thunder out there on this early Monday morning, and you can see some of that sitting just offshore that will be moving into Miami-Dade County. And we have some heavy rain coming down through the middle and lower Keys, so that's going to affect you folks in Marathon and on down towards Key West for probably the next couple of hours. But again, the rain a little bit closer to the metro. Not really a huge problem, but we did have some showers around Coral Gables in the last 20 minutes, Dadeland, and then you can see it kind of expiring as it moves west of the Turnpike, well to the south of Sweetwater. So the motion on these storms today is going to be from the north down to the south, kind of like we saw over the weekend. Let's expand it out and talk about a couple of tropical interesting things. We have an area of low pressure that we were actually watching last week. We were a little bit concerned just because of the water temperatures out here this time of the year. They're running up near 90 degrees, so you get just a little flap in the ocean and you can see something tropical develop. So you can see the moisture here wrapping around it. The low is actually centered about 115 miles east of Miami, and the thunderstorm activity has definitely died down in the overnight, but as this continues to roll northward, we could see a little bit of development. In fact, it may become a tropical depression. Because it's so close to land, we don't expect anything much more significant than that. But again, just because of the time of the year, makes you a little bit nervous. We also have an area of low pressure sitting here about, a little less than 300 miles southwest of Bermuda right now, getting better organized, and that too could become a depression. So we might be talking about depression number 15 and 16 in the next day or two, and that is Hurricane Maria, a well-formed storm. Winds now up to 90 miles per hour. This is as of 5 a.m., and it is situated about 465 miles east of Bermuda, far enough away that it's not really an issue there. The motion right now is up to the northwest at about 10 miles per hour, but notice that in the next few days it takes a dramatic turn off to the northeast. This will get caught up in the westerly wind flow or the jet stream winds, which steer storms across the North American continent, and then it will be taken out into the northern Atlantic. So does not look like Hurricane Maria is going to be an issue for anyone. Then we've kind of checked another one off of the list, and we're done with that without any consequences. Let's take a look at your forecast for this Labor Day in detail. Storms likely, coolish and breezy for this time of the year. Our normal high is 90, so we'll be a few degrees below that. Again, it's going to be a rough day out there on the water because of the gusty northeast winds. Small craft advisory. In addition, we do have that moderate risk of rip currents. And then tonight, a few storms around, nice ocean breeze, 78. And there's a look ahead as you head back to work. Have a good one.
Elizabeth, you do the same. Thank you. It is 5:43 right now. And while most images that we see show massive flooding in the area, pockets of New Orleans do remain dry and show signs that the city can recover.
And CBS 4 storm specialist David Bernard, who lived and worked in the Crescent City, shows us how the French Quarter fared.
It's my first time back in the French Quarter. This is Burgundy Street. I walked it every single day for 8 years. And over here, this is the old station, WWL, Channel 4. They've evacuated the station, and they've been broadcasting out of Baton Rouge through PBS for the past week. In fact, for the longest time, they were the only television station giving information to Southeast Louisiana. I want to go over here now because there's a special man I want to talk to and I want to see, and this guy's a survivor. He's the only one left on the block, and I knew he would be. This is Mr. Jacques, and he's been here since 1963 in this house.
In this house.
Yeah, in this house, in this one.
And I never left in a storm. Never.
I know, you always told me that, Jacques.
I'd be more worried if I'm in Houston or somewhere else. I'd be more worried about the house. And I got a roof, I got everything, except water and ice and electricity.
St. Philip and Dauphine, another favorite landmark of mine, Matassa's Grocery. Walk down here every day. In fact, my new friend Leon in Miami, when he came down here before I went to New Orleans, got him a fried shrimp po' boy here, made by Miss Janie. And if you've ever had Miss Janie's fried chicken, oh, you'll never go back. I'm happy, though, the Matassa's Grocery seems to be intact. Those Matassa family, they're rough folks. They made it known. You can see by the sign there. This is the most important monument to the city of New Orleans. It's the St. Louis Cathedral. Many of you have probably seen it before. It's the center of culture, religion, anything social in New Orleans. Happens here in Jackson Square. And normally, this square is filled with thousands of people on a Saturday. And today, it's pretty much deserted. Musicians, artists, that's usually the kind of thing you would see here, hustling and bustling. Up here, the Pontalba Apartments. I was fortunate enough to live in that apartment the last month I was here in New Orleans. It was a magnificent experience. Some friends owned that apartment in there and let me use it, and it really made things quite memorable. But it sure is a different scene now. The streets of Bourbon, boy, they're littered today with bricks. They're usually littered with something else. It's usually packed. Labor Day weekend, this would be wall to wall with people. Today, there's not much going on at all. Right here, I bet everybody knows what this is. This is one of the most famous bars in New Orleans, maybe one of the most famous in the world. They make a very popular drink here, although after what's happened, I don't know if too many people are in the mood to drink one of the famous Pat O'Brien hurricanes. That sign is recognized probably all over the world. And it's definitely good news that the French Quarter is in good shape, because if they have any hope of rebuilding this city, it can't be done without the French Quarter itself. Reporting from Kenner, Louisiana, I'm CBS 4 storm specialist David Bernard.
It's 5:46 ahead. Danger in New Orleans as police shoot and kill several people they say were firing at contractors.
Also ahead, a rescue chopper in New Orleans has an emergency of its own.
And one celebrity here on South Beach taking advantage and helps to raise money for the victims of Hurricane Katrina, and also firefighters across Miami also doing their part. I'm Yusila Ramirez. We'll have that story coming up at 6 o'clock.
Also next, South Floridians are praying for the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Stay with us.
CBS 4 News Traffic is sponsored by Palmetto Ford. Give us a try before you buy. 305-592 Ford.
George Clooney's marriage confession next ET.
I'm Jan Carl with George Clooney in Venice.
Then a Hilton Sisters Wild Vegas night with the Pussycat Dolls. Plus, Jan, Carl, and Oprah remember Maddie and help his dream live on. Next ET.
Weeknights at 7 on CBS 4.
No community in the country knows the meaning of the words natural disaster like we do here in South Florida. We recovered because we got help. Now it's our turn to help. Call 305-597-4404. Thank you.
For a limited time, Lincoln Mercury is extending our invitation to pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. The Lincoln Mercury Family Plan. Through September 6th, you'll get our discounts on every 2005 Mercury, including Montego, Mountaineer, Grand Marquis, Monterey, Sable, and Mariner, even the 2006 Mariner. Now, drive the 2005 Grand Marquis for a family plan price as low as $17,231. No hassles, no gimmicks. From the Lincoln Mercury family to the American family, welcome.
You gotta love this place. Ashley Furniture Home Store, the fastest growing furniture retailer in America, is now open in 4 great locations. Yo, we're gonna love this place. Now you'll be able to purchase the #1 selling home furniture brand in America at true Ashley Direct prices. Plus, during our grand opening, you'll enjoy no interest until 2008 and next day delivery. This is one grand opening you can't afford to miss. Ashley Furniture Home Store. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. You're gonna love this place.
Before you leave on your vacation this summer, take a look at your auto insurance. Are you certain that you're getting the best price? You should know Mercury Insurance consistently beats its competitors in head-to-head rate comparisons. Florida drivers can save over $500 a year. So whatever road you take this summer, take Mercury along.
Mercury Insurance, going the extra mile for you. For a fast, free quote, call 888-4-MERCURY.
Hi, I'm Alev Tuju, your Publix pharmacist. Did you know that fish can be an excellent low-fat source of protein, vitamins, minerals, and omega-3 fatty acids?
Studies have shown that foods high in omega-3 fatty acids like canned tuna and salmon can lower your risk of heart disease, protect against breast cancer, and help relieve depression. Enjoy the great taste and health benefits of Bumblebee seafoods, including premium Bumblebee Prime Filet canned albacore, Prime Filet albacore steaks, and Prime Filet Atlantic salmon.
Treat yourself right and take care of your health.
Sponsored by Bumblebee Foods.
549 churchgoers throughout South Florida yesterday had the hurricane victims in their hearts and prayers.
They certainly did. CBS 4's Jason Wheeler has their story from Miami.
Well, home was certainly on the mind of Miami Archbishop John C. Favalora today. The native New Orleanian who now heads up the Catholic Church here in South Florida is urging parishioners to send their prayers and their support to those affected by Hurricane Katrina.
Due to Hurricane Katrina, we pray to the Lord. Lord, hear our prayer.
On this day of rest, the local leader of the Catholic Church implores parishioners to be as active as possible in their efforts to help those in need along the northern Gulf Coast.
Our brothers and sisters are suffering. And so it is appropriate for all of us to pray today and to continue to pray. We, more than many other people, know what they are going through because of our own experience in Andrew and so many other times in our history.
Miami Archbishop John C. Favalora, born and raised in New Orleans, was deeply affected by the images he saw from his hometown this past week. But he was perhaps equally troubled by a phone message that a man left for him several days into the disaster.
His message said, "Ask the Archbishop, where was his God when all of this was happening?" I've thought about that question for a long time.
The answer, he says, came to him in the usual scripture, which had long ago been chosen for this very Sunday.
It's the last sentence of today's gospel. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in their midst.
A message to the masses, says the Archbishop, that divinity can come from devastation when we all come together to help.
It's going to make people think a little more about others and
and be more merciful and help them a little more. You know, in times like these, we get together, we feel closer to each other.
Definitely a lot of thoughts and prayers in church this morning. Next week, the Archbishop is expecting everyone to put their money where their hearts are when the collection plates are passed at Mass to help those affected by Hurricane Katrina. In Miami, Jason Wheeler, CBS 4 News.
5:52 is the time right now. Let's get another check of the roadways.
Okay, Erica Del Sordo, how's it looking?
Well, good morning. Miami-Dade, the Palmetto Expressway still all up to speed. Looks like this is going to be a nice quiet holiday morning for you on all major roadways. The Dolphin Expressway westbound at Northwest 27th Avenue dealing with an injury wreck from earlier that is in its clearing stages. I-95 at 151st Street still a nice ride for you on all major roadways into downtown. Broward County, a smooth ride into downtown Fort Lauderdale for you. 595 has about a 13-minute ride from Weston to Fort Lauderdale. Your 30-minute ride is on I-95 in both directions. That's between the West Palm Beach Broward County line all the way to the Golden Glades interchange in Miami. And keep in mind the roadways are a bit slick out there, so watch speed and following distance as you make your way out the door. I'm Erica Del Sordo. More traffic coming up in 10 minutes.
And just ahead this morning, a live report from Mississippi, part of the coastline devastated by Hurricane Katrina.
And people evacuating New Orleans for higher ground, and many of them ending up here in South Florida.
But first, let's take a look at your winning lottery numbers. Good luck, everybody, and we'll be right back.
Still frustrated by your lower back or neck pain? An astonishing new DVD exposes why most doctors have no idea what to do when their patients suffer with lower back and neck pain. They try drugs and other ineffective treatments, hoping that someday the pain will go away, but it never does. Don't take another pill or even consider surgery until you get your free copy of the DVD that can change the way you can live life without back or neck pain. Call the toll-free 24-hour recorded message now at 800-245-0956.
With more than 160,000 trucks, 26,000 employees, and a global team of logistics specialists, Ryder System Incorporated could easily move their business anywhere in the world. But with help from the Beacon Council, they chose to make it Miami. And your company should too. Congratulations on your new world headquarters. Brought to you by the Beacon Council and CBS 4 in partnership to strengthen the economy of Miami-Dade County.
Looking for smart solutions? Pick up a copy of today's Herald.
Fact. I used to worry about nasty germs and ugly stains. But now I use Lysol Toilet Bowl Cleaner. Lysol's powerful formula clings, killing germs. It gets under the rim. Look how fast Tough Lime Scale disappears. Watch this. It destroys tough rust stains, leaving the bowl sparkling clean. And it kills germs to help protect my family.
Life demands Lysol. That's a fact. To clean and brighten your toilet, try Lysol Toilet Bowl Cleaner with bleach.
For a limited time, Lincoln Mercury is extending our invitation to pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. The Lincoln Mercury Family Plan. Through September 6th, you'll get our discounts on every 2005 Mercury, including Montego, Mountaineer, Grand Marquis, Monterey, Sable, and Mariner, even the 2006 Mariner. Now, drive the 2005 Grand Marquis for a family plan price as low as $17,231. No hassles, no gimmicks. From the Lincoln Mercury family to the American family, welcome.
1 in 4 Americans has some form of heart disease. Hi, I'm CBS 4's Maggie Rodriguez. Many families have been affected by heart disease. That's why I urge you to join me at the 2005 Miami-Dade County Heart Walk on Saturday, September 17th at Peacock Park in Coconut Grove. Together, we can raise funds for life-saving heart and stroke research. For more information, call 305-856-1449 and help CBS 4 and the American Heart Association change tomorrow today.
I'm eating my dinner.
How's it now, Chunky?
Jerk!
That was fun.
Life stinks. Cheer up, you're still a kid. It's gonna get much worse.
Is there a Dr. Barnes here?
Yeah.
Start your night with CBS. Make a night of it.
Want more morning news with half the commercials? Starting September 12th, that's just what you'll get from CBS 4 News.
Get more big news.
With less commercials.
More developing stories.
With less commercials.
More weather and traffic.
With less commercials.
More reports to keep you healthy. And to help you save money, too.
Get more morning news with half the commercials.
And get more of the news you want right now.
Only on CBS 4 News this morning. Weekdays from 5 to 7, starting September 12th.
Well, this morning, Mr. Food has taken the quick and easy route. We
I do
like
that
that
every night. Why not? Especially today because it's a holiday, right?
That's right.
So today he's got the perfect and tasty Labor Day treat for you. Get ready, everybody. It's all about quick guacamole.
Labor Day is the last holiday of summer. And in honor of this celebration of workers is when we all deserve to take it a bit easier. So when it comes to fixing something to serve or bring to the last-minute holiday get-together, quick and easy are the words of the day, like this perfect dipper. What we do is we have 2 ripe avocados, and when I say ripe, I mean ripe. It's got to be soft to the touch. Now, what we do is run a knife around it. We give it a twist. Remove the pit, and then we peel it. And we do both of them. And in a medium bowl, we mash them with a fork until they're chunky. We add in 1/4 cup of salsa, a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, and a ½ teaspoon each of garlic powder and salt. Now, you mix it well, you cover it with plastic wrap, well, you know, like a skin, so that it doesn't turn dark when it's exposed to the air. And into the fridge it goes to chill till we're ready to serve. And that easily, we've got an easy south of the border zesty guacamole right at our fingertips. And we can use any brand or heat of salsa we want, you know, from mild to call the fire department hot. Well, you know how your gang wants it. Give it to them. So put it out in a bowl with crunchy tortilla chips or pita wedges or veggies, and you let them go to town. If you'd like the recipe, sure, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope marked Quick Guacamole to me, Mr. Food, right here at the station, or look for it online for a no-fuss treat that'll let us kick back and take it easy, too. I mean, there's no need to labor when we can have such an easy way to stir up some, oh, it's so good.
Alrighty, of course, for more about today's Mr. Food segment or any that you've seen here, simply get online with CBS4News.com. There you'll find everything you need to get yourself cooking. 5:59 now. Let's take a look at the stories we're working on for 6 o'clock.
In New Orleans, several are shot dead, accused of shooting at crews working to repair levees.
All of this as the mission continues to rescue thousands of people still in need of relief.
And some people staying up late in South Florida to support victims of Katrina.
Also helping out the victims of Hurricane Katrina, several stars that were out here on South Beach. I'm Yusila Ramirez. We'll have all the details up next.
And all new this morning, a commercial airliner crashes overnight, killing more than 100 people on board.
And a warning if you're planning to spend Labor Day on the beach. Your news starts right now.
Now, live, this is CBS 4 News This Morning.
It is 6 a.m. Monday, September 5th. It's Labor Day.
It is.
I'm Angela Rain for Susan Barnett.
Labor is definitely what we're doing today. We're working today, and I'm sure a lot of you are off. And so we want to let you know what your weather is going to be like so you can enjoy this this Labor Day. Elizabeth Harden for Pamela Wright. Hey there.
Well, good morning, ladies. It is a little soggy out there, depending on where you are. We've had a few showers rolling in, and the breeze this morning is pretty brisk. It's out of the northeast, so these will be moving down to the south and southwest, kind of like they have been the last couple of days. We do have a limited batch of rain moving up in through Broward County from Pompano Beach back to the west across 441 and heading into North Lauderdale. And then as we head a little bit farther southward, you will notice a couple of showers sitting just offshore, working on over towards Cutler Ridge and Olympia Heights. You folks in Pinecrest will have some on and off sprinkles here, but the heaviest rain by far is down in the Keys from Marathon across the 7 Mile Bridge all the way down to Key West. A good soaking. Let's expand it out and take a look at a couple of areas of low pressure that may develop into tropical depressions number 15 and 16, the first of which is just off our coast. More on that in just a little bit, but the second one way out here in the Atlantic, and that is Hurricane Maria. So a detailed look at the tropics coming up. For right now, we will have some storms around through the day. Coolish and breezy for this time of the year with a high near 87.
Okay, Elizabeth, thank you. And let's get you a check of traffic at 6:01 with Erica Del Sordo and for Ty Kennedy. Hey, Erica.
A good morning, and you want to make sure with those rain showers that are going to be hitting the pavement this morning and afternoon, you want to watch your following distance and speed and make sure that you keep it safe on the roadways. Now, Miami-Dade school is out. Many offices are closed today, so the Palmetto Expressway, here it is, all up to speed at this hour, what usually is starting to look like a parking lot. Now, the Dolphin Expressway westbound at Northwest 27th Avenue dealing with an injury crash from earlier, clearing up now. I-95 at 151st Street, still a nice ride for you on all major roadways into downtown Miami, that is, Fort Lauderdale, downtown Fort Lauderdale. Looking good on 595, 13-minute ride for you from Weston to Fort Lauderdale. And I-95 in both directions between the West Palm Beach Broward County line to the Golden Glades interchange in Miami, a 30-minute ride. This traffic report is brought to you by the History Channel, Rome, Engineering, and Empire, tonight at 9 only on the History Channel. More traffic we'll have coming up in 10 minutes.
6:02 is the time right now, and all new this morning coming out of Indonesia. A passenger plane has crashed on the island of Sumatra, killing all 117 people on board. Witnesses say the Mandala Airlines Boeing 737 crashed and burned a minute after takeoff from Medan Airport and went down in a heavily populated downtown neighborhood. Several houses and cars were set on fire. Rescue crews are finding it very difficult to get to the bodies because the high heat from the wreckage is preventing that.
Now to New Orleans, where police, that is, shot and killed several people they say shot at government contractors on their way to repair a levee.
CBS 4's Mike Kirsch is there with more on the shootings, but we want to warn you that some of the pictures you're about to see are disturbing.
Well, we heard several gunshots earlier today on the east side of New Orleans, just down the road here, and when we arrived at the scene, this is what we discovered. The body of a male African-American teenager who had been shot several times in the back. His body left rotting under a medical sheet off of the highway. New Orleans police are reporting to us that they shot and killed 5 of 8 gunmen in this area who had reportedly fired on a group of U.S. Army Corps of Engineer contractors. But it was strange to see only one body at the scene left here. The whole thing, it seems, is a bit murky at this point. So as you can see, it's still a very tense situation here in New Orleans. About 6 days now after Katrina came through here. A lot of guns on the streets, and police are saying no one should be walking out in these streets or swimming through these waters on these streets at night. In New Orleans, Mike Kirsch, CBS 4 News.
From outside New Orleans, we head east to Mississippi. A major cleanup effort is underway this morning to provide necessary relief to people there. In Biloxi, Navy hovercrafts delivered boxes of food and water to hundreds of hurricane victims. Others are hanging on to their faith to weather the storm's aftermath. A small group of worshipers gathered for Sunday service outside an Episcopal church that was practically leveled. Mississippi's death toll stands at 161 this morning, but is expected to go up.
The Lone Star State has already taken in nearly 250,000 evacuees, and that number is expected to rise. New arrivals will now likely be flown to other locations after arriving in Texas. That's because the state says it can't handle many more people. American, Continental, and Southwest Airlines have all agreed to help fly victims to other states offering shelter.
Donald Rumsfeld made his first visit to Louisiana over the weekend amid growing criticism regarding the federal response to the disaster. The defense secretary toured New Orleans by helicopter and visited a medical center at the New Orleans airport in Kenner.
That's right. He warns relief efforts and rebuilding will take time.
Important to keep the magnitude of it in mind. The president has also pointed out properly that this is not something that is a 1 or 2 or 5 day arrangement or weeks or months.
Condoleezza Rice will tour more devastation today. The Secretary of State attended Sunday church services near Mobile, Alabama. Rice, by the way, is from Alabama.
6:05, Hurricane Katrina is also taking an emotional toll on the officials in that region. Aaron Broussard, the president of Jefferson Parish, Louisiana, spoke out about disaster relief yesterday on NBC's Meet the Press.
That's right. He actually broke down in tears as he told the story of a colleague who lost his mother in the storm's aftermath.
And every day she called him and said, "Are you coming, son? Is somebody coming?" And she said, "Yeah, Mama, somebody's coming to get you. Somebody's coming to get you on Tuesday. Somebody's coming to get you on Wednesday. Somebody's coming to get you on Thursday. Somebody's coming to get you on Friday." And she drowned it Friday night. She drowned it Friday night.
Well, Broussard wants lawmakers to begin immediate congressional hearings to investigate hurricane relief efforts. South Florida is expected to take in more evacuees needing medical attention. Dozens arrived over the weekend at the Opa-locka airport, and some were carried off the plane on stretchers. The Miami VA Center transferred the patients to several area hospitals prepared to care for their medical issues. The Miami Children's Hospital will help with the care and treatment of incoming children.
South Florida firefighters will be out in force again today, raising money on South Florida streets for the hurricane relief effort. And on South Beach late last night, an Academy Award-winning actor made a contribution. CBS 4's Yusila Ramirez has more from Miami Beach. Yusila.
Well, you know, the firefighters weren't the only ones helping out the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Here on South Beach, they had a lot of action going on last night. The stars usually come out to party, but last night it was all about the Red Cross and all about raising that money. The party poolside at the Delano Hotel. Jamie Foxx making the most of his stay here in South Florida while he's filming the movie Miami Vice. He played host last night for the Hurricane Katrina relief benefit.
He's going to auction me.
Also in town for the movie, co-star Colin Farrell, who helped Fox raise money for the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund. They had an auction last night, and even Miami Police Chief John Timoney had something to contribute.
So Jamie asked me, can I stop by tonight and maybe bring some police items to auction off? So we have a whole host of police items.
But this wasn't the only show in town. Earlier in the day, firefighters were feeling the heat as they hit the streets for their annual boot drive.
Every year we do the same MDA drive. The International Association of Firefighters has a very good relationship with MDA.
But with these images haunting all of us, these firefighters decided this year to change things up.
Due to their generosity, what we're doing this year as a department directive is just pretty much splitting the proceeds.
Miami-Dade firefighters are giving at least 80% of what's going in the boot to their Firefighters Union Hurricane Relief Fund. The rest goes to MDA. Over at the Dolphin Expressway, the City of Miami firefighters were also giving people the boot. They're giving 100% to the Red Cross.
I have to tell you, the citizens of Miami and Dade County that have come through our locations have been more than generous.
Now, Hollywood firefighters will be out today doing their part for that boot drive. They'll be standing at a number of intersections throughout the city today, collecting money for Hurricane Katrina victims. Another celebrity event going on here on South Beach is scheduled for tomorrow night at 9 o'clock at the Macarena. It's with the group Basilos, and it's a minimum donation of $30, again, all going to those victims. That is the very latest on South Beach. Yusila Ramirez, CBS 4 News this morning.
And if you would like to help the victims of Hurricane Katrina, call our Neighbors for Neighbors hotline at 305-597-4404, or you can log on to neighborsforneighbors.org. And join us later this morning for a 1-hour Hurricane Katrina special and telethon. Hurricane 2005, In the Path of Hurricane Katrina, airs at 9 a.m. right here on CBS 4.
Funeral plans have been released for Chief Justice William Rehnquist, who passed away Saturday night. He had complications with thyroid cancer. The public will be allowed to pay respects on Tuesday and Wednesday at the Great Hall of the Supreme Court. Rehnquist, who was 80 years old, will be buried on Wednesday at Arlington National Cemetery alongside his wife. Much more on Rehnquist's passing is all new for you at 6:30 this morning.
6:10 now. A major cleanup effort is underway in Mississippi this morning to provide necessary relief to the people there.
And prayers that people in South Florida hope will reach Katrina's victims. We'll be right back.
Let's get inside. This summer's almost over, but the Insider's already on the set for 2 of next summer's blockbusters. And TV's Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, on battling her demons. Plus the first TV plastic surgery intervention. Next Insider.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 4.
$99 a month! Lease a brand new 05 Nissan Sentra or Altima, your choice, from just $99 a month. Only at Bill Seidel Nissan, 10500 Northwest 12th Street, where the Dolphin meets the Turnpike, just across from Miami International Mall.
For a limited time only, stop by your local Publix grocery store and pick up a free copy of Kellogg's Healthy Beginnings magazine, filled with valuable coupons worth over $20.
He grew up in Miami. He became a respected judge. Now, this son of Cuban immigrants has his very own court show.
Stop talking. This isn't your house. This is my house.
Judge Alex, weekday mornings at 9, starting next Monday on CBS 4.
Ready for fall? Then call LA Weight Loss.
This is me, and this is me, 98 pounds lighter. The first 10 days, I lost 13 pounds.
It was great. I was a size 18, but after doing the LA weight loss program, I'm now a size 4. I was able to do things with my kids that I couldn't do before. This can change your life. Pick up the phone and call. 35 weeks, 98 pounds, you can do it.
LA Weight Loss Centers. Call for your free consultation. 1-800-526-SLIM.
Look, for us, buying furniture is easy. I mean, we know the things that can go wrong, so we avoid them.
I mean, why get caught overpaying at a fake sale or waiting months for delivery?
We want the lowest price, we shop Rooms to Go.
And we get our furniture fast because they stock so much of it, more than anyone else around.
Rooms to Go just knows the drill. They know what you want. They make decorating easy.
Easy on the eyes, easy on the pocketbook.
Just plain easy.
Urgent. Employee Pricing Plus. Save up to $82.83 on Grand Cherokee. Save up to $56.55 on Jeep Liberty. Employee Pricing Plus at Dade Jeep Chrysler. Southwest 158th Street and US 1.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
Alrighty, it's 12 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's get another check of the roadways.
With Ms. Erica Del Sordo. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning to you, Miami-Dade. First of all, not too many people out on the roadways today, but here's the Palmetto Expressway, all up to speed. As you can see, the roadway still a little bit wet on the pavement there, so do keep in mind you want to watch your following distance and speed today. The Dolphin Expressway, westbound at Northwest 27th Avenue, dealing with an injury crash from earlier. It is still in its clearing stages. We have police wrapping up off to the side. I-95 at 151st Street, still a nice ride for you here on I-95 and all major roadways heading into downtown Miami. Broward County, a new injury crash on the Turnpike northbound where it meets Commercial Boulevard. Look out for that. I-95 southbound at Atlantic Boulevard. Look out for a fender bender. And 595 westbound before Flamingo Road. A wreck wrapping up on the shoulder. I'm Erica Del Sordo. More traffic coming up in 10 minutes.
Erica, thank you. Hey there, Elizabeth.
Hey, ladies. She said there aren't many people out there on the roads. We hear that, what, twice a year? Around here, it's nice.
Labor Day.
Yeah, just a couple times. But we do have a couple of rain showers for anybody who is unfortunate like us and has to go to work. But
no, we're fortunate.
We like our jobs. Yeah, exactly.
Because you never know who's watching at 6 o'clock. We love our jobs.
I am so happy to be here right now. All right, let's look at the numbers around South Florida. It is 76 in western Miami-Dade, 77 in Fort Lauderdale, 78 down in the Keys. So temperature-wise, at least we're looking better than we were this time last week. Things have definitely cooled down a bit. Humidity, though, is still running very high at 100%. And we do have a little bit of a light northwesterly breeze. I want to show you the radar here quickly. We did have some showers through Broward and Miami-Dade. Most of those have died on out, but not the case down in the middle and lower Keys. You can see it is coming down pretty steadily from Marathon across a 7-mile bridge down past Big Pine Key and into Key West. And the motion here not real quick, but the winds are out of the north and northwest, so it's going to drive all this down in this general direction. So you've got this whole big batch out there waiting for you. It just will continue to move across the south end of the Overseas Highway. Let's take a look at what water is out there in another level of the atmosphere. This is the water vapor, so this takes us up into the mid and upper levels, and you can see that things are very, very moist, or at least they were 24 hours ago around South Florida. But I want to point out a couple of things here. Spin here just off our coast, about 100 miles or so east of us. Another one here, and then the biggest one of all right there. That is Hurricane Maria. And these two elements are what we think could become Tropical Depression number 15 and 16. We are just racing through these storms here, and it looks like those two may have the potential to develop into something a little more significant. So we'll start with Maria. Here's the latest as of 5 a.m. Maria was located 465 miles east of Bermuda. Winds at 90 miles per hour, so a formidable storm. Motion for the time being is to the north-northwest at 10 miles per hour, but this turn to the northeast is expected, and that's why you haven't heard a whole lot about Hurricane Maria. But again, we've checked another one off the list. So far, we've had 13 named storms this year. The forecast is for 20, so still a ways to go. And again, the next couple of weeks, typically the most active of the tropical season. We have had 5 hurricanes. The forecast calls for 10, and 3 of the hurricanes so far have been major ones. 6 is what the forecast calls for. So at any rate, we may very well be looking at Tropical Depression number 15 and 16. This one right near our coastline. It is forecast to move northward superstore. At the very least, we think that it could mean a bit more in the way of rainfall through the day today and into tomorrow. Also some gusty winds, but as it heads north, and it's going to be very close to the coastline, at least in the short term, we don't expect any significant development. But we'll keep you posted. Limited sun out there, a storm at any time, cool and breezy for this time of the year. We'll top out near 87. And then storms around into the evening, nice ocean breeze, 78 for your low. We're going to stay cool Tuesday, and then Wednesday we start to heat things back up with highs near 90. Have a good one.
Alrighty, thank you. It's 6:16 right now, and just ahead, a warning if you're planning to spend the day at the beach.
I'm Nefertiti Jacquez, and I'll have all of the advice you need to stay safe this Labor Day coming up next in my live report.
Several people held in connection with Natalie Holloway's disappearance have been released.
But first, take a look at the numbers on Wall Street. We'll be right back.
CBS 4 News Traffic is sponsored by Palmetto Ford. Give us a try before you buy. 305-592 Ford.
Nature's own white wheat. All the nutrition of wheat bread with a look and taste of white.
Osteoporosis is a silent disease that weakens bones, causing them to break more easily.
If left untreated, osteoporosis can lead to height loss and severe back pain.
It's never too late to protect your bones. Make sure you get tested for osteoporosis, do weight-bearing exercise, get enough calcium, and don't smoke. Ask your doctor or Publix pharmacist about therapies proven to help prevent fractures, or log on to helppreventfractures.com.
Treat yourself right and take care of your health.
Proudly underwritten by Procter & Gamble Pharmaceuticals.
If you're a radio-controlled fanatic like I am, you know where to go. Warwick's Hobby Superstore. Warwick has RC boats, planes, cars, and trucks, from small to unbelievable. If it flies, floats, or rolls, Warwick has it. Plus lots of knowledgeable people around to help beginners or experts. Warwick has so much stuff I can hardly keep my hands off it. Come on, you guys. This isn't funny. Warwick's Hobby Superstore, your place for family fun.
We have surveillance video.
First on 4.
The very latest on a developing story.
It has to do with the safety of the flying public.
Surprise verdict in a controversial case.
The victim is talking to us.
We're on the air.
Investigators saying this was a very close call.
The story continues to unfold.
This closed caption is sponsored by the Cochran Firm, now with offices in Miami.
.619 is the time. Let's get another check of the roadways.
Erica Del Sordo, how's it looking? Erica, you there? Okay.
Well, looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's a holiday. Not a lot happening out there on the roadways. We'll check in with her, I guess, in another 10 minutes. You're looking at 95 near the Golden Glades right now, where traffic seems to be flowing pretty well at this time of the morning.
Okay.
Alrighty, the time right now is 6:19. Lots of news for you just ahead. We'll be right back.
Urgent. Employee pricing plus. Save up to $67.38 on Pacifica. Save up to $71.31 on Town and Country. Employee pricing plus at Day Jeep Chrysler. Southwest 158th Street and US 1.
Looking for smart solutions? Pick up a copy of today's Herald.
Bed sores help kill over 10,000 Americans in 1 year alone. Yet most bed sores are preventable. Call the attorneys with over 20 years of personal injury experience for a free consultation. Call 877-4ELDERS.
Since 1954, Miami-Dade County has been the home of the Whopper. But when Burger King needed a new world headquarters, the question was simple. Here or to go? With the help of the Beacon Council, they had it their way and decided to invest $68 million and keep more than 600 jobs right here. Make it Miami. Miami-Dade County. Brought to you by the Beacon Council and CBS 4 in partnership to strengthen the economy of Miami-Dade County.
1, 2, 3. Reach for dairy and reach your goal of a trimmer waist. Clinical studies indicate 3 servings of cheese, milk, or yogurt each day can give better results in trimming waistlines than cutting calories alone. Because dairy's natural mix of nutrients helps the body lose more inches around the waist. 1, 2, 3. It's in your reach. See other women's success and learn more at 3aday.org.
$10,000 minimum for any trade at Fairbanks Dodge in Coconut Creek. During the Labor Day blowout, it's going on now. Until this Monday at midnight, Fairbanks is guaranteeing you $10,000 minimum for any trade-in. And exclusive of that, get employee pricing on every Dodge Magnum, Durango, Caravan, and truck. Every Dodge Charger and every other Dodge in stock. But the $10,000 minimum trade deadline is midnight. Midnight Labor Day at Fairbanks Dodge in Coconut Creek.
6:22 is the time right now, and this morning Hurricane Katrina's rescue efforts still continue along the Gulf Coast as the body count continues to rise. While President Bush plans to visit storm-damaged Mississippi today, CBS 4's Becky Diamond is in Biloxi with the latest. Becky, good morning.
Good morning, Danielle and Angela. Well, recovery teams are going house to house in New Orleans searching for bodies. Here in Biloxi, residents are still searching for lost loved ones, and residents throughout this region are simply trying to figure out how to rebuild their lives. They are getting a lot more help from the U.S. military. U.S. Navy is now in Biloxi handing out food and supplies, and there are increased police checkpoints. This is all part of an increased nationwide effort to help the victims of Katrina. President Bush is scheduled to visit Baton Rouge today. The city is now the headquarters of relief efforts in Louisiana. He is also due to visit Mississippi. Mr. Bush toured the region on Friday. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld arrived in the region yesterday.
As the president said, it is a natural disaster of historic proportions. No one can come up with anything that approximates it in the history of our country. And it is important to keep the magnitude of it in mind.
The Coast Guard continues rescue efforts in New Orleans, but as Homeland Security Director Michael Chertoff put it, a, quote, significant number of people don't want to leave.
We are not going to be able to have people sitting in houses in the city of New Orleans for weeks and months while we dewater and clean this city with the hope that we're going to continue to supply them with food and water.
Meanwhile, a plane carrying evacuees from the devastated region of Louisiana arrived in Phoenix, Arizona last night. It's the first group to arrive in that state. Also yesterday, a helicopter involved in rescue operations crashed northwest of New Orleans. No evacuees were on the chopper, and the crew was not hurt. Moving these evacuees has become the largest airlift in U.S. history. People have been moved to states other than Texas, Arizona, South Carolina, now taking evacuees as well. But evacuees in Houston are going to get a special treat today. Former Presidents Clinton and Bush are going to be visiting them and talking with them sometime this morning. But lives for all of these people will simply never be the same. Back to you, Danielle and Angela.
All righty, we will take it. Thank you very much for that live report. It's 6:24. This morning in Dr. Sean's medical file, newer drugs can go a long way to help people with high blood pressure avoid a heart attack or even a stroke. Yeah, researchers in Europe found newer anti-hypertension drugs worked better than old ones, especially when taken with a cholesterol-lowering pill. Pfizer sponsored that study that found the combination reduced the risk of strokes by 25%, heart attacks by 15%, cardiovascular deaths by 25%, and new cases of diabetes by 30%. Well, doctors say women are losing out when it comes to heart care because of the perception that cardiovascular illness is mostly a male problem. Heart disease kills twice as many women as all cancers put together and is responsible for 55% of deaths in women compared to 43% in men. Yet, women with chest pains are less likely to undergo any procedures that may show coronary obstruction. The CDC says it will have almost 100 million flu shots during the upcoming flu season, but no word yet on when those vaccines will be ready. GlaxoSmithKline is joining 3 other companies who supply shots in the U.S. Those companies say who gets shots will need to be prioritized, with children under 6, pregnant women, and healthcare workers getting their shots first. 6:25 the time right now. The early show coming up in the next half hour. They're working on a lot of stories this morning.
And here is Harry Smith. Harry, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning to you. We're back in New York here for a moment before we head back down to the hurricane zone. But let me tell you what's coming up today on the early show. It was only a matter of time. We saw it happen pretty immediately along the Gulf Coast in Mississippi, where sniffer dogs and these rescue teams started to go into these mountainous piles of debris looking for survivors, then, of course, ultimately looking for the dead. And that's what's going on. They're literally going door to door now in New Orleans looking for whatever they find. Also coming up this morning, we're going to talk to the military man who's now in charge of the relief operations down there. The mayor of New Orleans said this guy came off the airplane like a John Wayne character. I mean, this guy was a breath of fresh air. He said he started cussing and telling people what to do, and they're getting some things done down there. Health Watch, we're going to check in at the New Orleans airport, see how those continuing operations go down there. We were reporting from there just on Friday. And also going to talk with Dr. Phil, who addressed a town hall meeting in the Houston Astrodome. So many concerns for these, they're refugees, evacuees, I guess, is the technical term from them. And we're going to also talk with Ellen DeGeneres, who grew up in that part of the world. So we got a lot going on the show today, even for a Labor Day. So we'll see you here in a little while on the early show.
Harry, by the way, I was going to say, by the way, you did a wonderful job there. Certainly your efforts, just tremendous there.
Yeah, it's such an enormous story. And we were on Sunday morning yesterday, and one of the things I said is, as bad as it seems, it's worse than you think.
Oh gosh, I can't even imagine. All right, Harry, thanks.
Take care, guys.
You too. It is 6:27. Coming up at 6:30 in New Orleans, several people are shot and killed, accused of shooting at crews working to repair levees.
A warning if you're headed to the beach this Labor Day in our live report.
And today is set for the start of Saddam Hussein's trial in Iraq.
That's coming up. Don't move.
Seasonal allergies are a fact of life, but symptoms can be controlled.
Hi, I'm Darrell Savoni, your Publix pharmacist. Knowing when and how to treat your allergies is essential to feeling your best.
Claritin allergy products provide effective non-drowsy relief for those who suffer from allergies. For long-lasting relief from your worst congestion, sinus pressure, and itchy, watery eyes without getting drowsy, try Claritin D.
Look for non-drowsy Claritin D at your local Publix and take control of your allergies.
Live Claritin Clear.
For a limited time, Lincoln Mercury is extending our invitation to pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. The Lincoln Mercury Family Plan. Through September 6th, you'll get our discounts on every 2005 Mercury, including Montego, Mountaineer, Grand Marquis, Monterey, Sable, and Mariner, even the 2006 Mariner. Now drive Montego for a family plan price as low as $21,954. No hassles, no gimmicks. From the Lincoln Mercury family to the American family, welcome.
1 in 4 Americans has some form of heart disease. Hi, I'm CBS 4's Maggie Rodriguez. Many families have been affected by heart disease. That's why I urge you to join me at the 2005 Miami-Dade County Heart Walk on Saturday, September 17th at Peacock Park in Coconut Grove. Together, we can raise funds for life-saving heart and stroke research. For more information, call 305-856-1449 and help CBS 4 and the American Heart Association change tomorrow today.
Now, live, this is CBS 4 News This Morning.
Good morning to you, South Florida. Good to be with you as always this morning. I'm Danielle Knox.
I'm Angela Ray, and for Susan Barnett, and here's a look at our top stories this morning. In New Orleans, several people are shot and killed, accused of shooting at crews working to repair levees.
All of this as the mission continues to rescue thousands of people still in need of relief.
And some people staying up late in South Florida to support victims of Katrina. Live team coverage just minutes away.
And a warning if you're planning to spend Labor Day on the beach.
Jaquez, and I'll have all of the advice you need for this holiday to stay safe coming up next.
All new this morning, a commercial airliner crashes overnight, killing more than 100 people on board.
And more on possible replacements for Supreme Court Chief Justice William Rehnquist, who died over the weekend.
6:30, Monday, September 5th.
Time to get you on your way and out the door. Pamela Wright is off for the next several days, so Elizabeth Hart is filling her place. Hey there.
Well, good morning, ladies. Yes, she is still up in New York on the early show, doing a great job, so we'll look forward to seeing her in just a little bit. But we have some rain showers out there on this holiday. They've kind of, for at least the meantime, moved out of Broward and Miami-Dade, but there's a little batch here sitting just offshore because the winds are out of the north and northeast right now. They're going to be driving down towards South Miami Heights and into Cutler Ridge. Certainly the heaviest rain this morning has been down in the Keys, and it is coming down south of Isla Mirada, heading down towards Marathon. A little bit of a break now, but even southward all the way down towards Key West, you're going to run into some very wet pavement. Let's expand it out and add the satellite to the mix. We have a couple of areas of low pressure, one just off our coast. You can see the thunderstorms flaring up around it. Another one out here, both of which could develop into tropical depressions in the next day or two, and that is Maria. We'll give you the stats on Maria coming up in just a bit, but first off, we will have some storms around through the day, coolish and breezy with a high near 87. More details coming up.
Sounds good. Thanks, Elizabeth. At 6:31, let's get another check of the roadways. Erica Del Soto in for Ty Kennedy. Hey, Erica.
Good morning. And wet pavement could be the problem. Good news is not too many people on the roadways today. As you can see, things, though, on I-95 starting to stack up. Still on major roadways into downtown Miami, problem-free at this hour. Palmetto Expressway, there's a nice look at that. All up to speed and a nice ride at this time. Broward County, an injury crash on the Turnpike northbound where it meets Commercial Boulevard. I-95 southbound at Atlantic Boulevard. Look out for a fender bender now off to the shoulder, as well as 1595 westbound before Flamingo Road. Traffic is brought to you by the History Channel, Rome, Engineering, and Empire tonight at 9, only on the History Channel. I'm Erica Del Sordo. We'll have more traffic coming up in 10 minutes.
Erica, thank you. At 6:32 right now, and it's been more than a week since Hurricane Katrina hit the Gulf Coast. Still, the dramatic rescues of people stuck on their rooftops continues as many more are stranded in shelters.
CBS 4's Allison Harmelin is in Kenner, Louisiana with this morning's developments.
By helicopter and by boat, rescue teams continue to pluck Katrina survivors from rooftops. Authorities have urged everyone to leave New Orleans, but some don't want to go.
I think we are having some difficulties getting some of the folks out of their houses because they think they're safer there.
Many of those glad to finally have a ride out of town don't know where they're going.
We've seen how Paul the gasoline will take us.
Or where their loved ones are.
It's just so horrible out here. We may be going to Texas or whatever, but y'all be looking for us because we're looking for y'all.
And most have been shaken by what they've seen.
They got too many people lying out there dead.
The Bush administration has begun to echo predictions that the death toll will reach into the thousands. In the meantime, local leaders continue to rage about Washington's response to the disaster.
Katrina damaged and killed people as it went through, but bureaucracy has committed murder in the New Orleans area.
We're not going into the house. Top government officials swept through the medical facility set up at the airport Sunday, and President Bush heads back to the region today. Even with more military help, police are still struggling to keep order. They killed at least 5 gunmen who were shooting at contractors on their way to make repairs. Engineers have made progress patching the broken levees. Water is receding in some areas, but it could take 80 days or more to completely drain the city.
That was Allison Harmelin reporting. Archbishop John C. Favalora held Mass yesterday and sent a powerful message to parishioners. The leader of the Catholic Church told members to send prayers and support to the victims of Hurricane Katrina. The bishop was born and raised in New Orleans and urges everyone to be as active as possible.
Our brothers and sisters are suffering. And so it is appropriate for all of us to pray today and to continue to pray. We, more than many other people, know what they are going through because of our own experience in Andrew and so many other times in our history.
Archbishop Favalora is asking the community to come together and offer prayers and give money donations to the victims.
Well, South Florida firefighters will be out in force again today, raising money on South Florida streets for the hurricane relief effort. And on South Beach, late last night, an Academy Award-winning actor made a contribution. CBS 4's Yusila Ramirez has more this morning from Miami Beach. Yusila.
Well, Daniel, you know, South Beach is all about the partying, but last night, totally different tune out here. They were actually raising money, and that was the goal, to raise money for the American Red Cross Relief Fund. The Delano Hotel is where Jamie Foxx, who's in town filming that movie Miami Vice, played host at an auction. The minimum donation was $200, and they had a long list of things to auction off, including a lunch date with Mr. Colin Farrell himself last night. I think it was about $3,500. That's how much that one cost. The event also calling out some local celebrities like Miami Police Chief John Timoney and singer John Cicada.
Something this big and this catastrophic, you just gotta kind of close your eyes and think about what you can do to do what needs to be done to help all these people.
Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, we took a ride by the set the other night. So Jamie asked me, can I stop by tonight and maybe bring some police items?
The Stars weren't the only ones raising money for the hurricane victims. The firefighters around town were having their annual boot drive for the MDA, but this year they're changing things up and decided to include the hurricane victims as well. Now, Miami-Dade is giving at least 80% to the union's relief fund and the rest to MDA, and also the city of Miami. The firefighters were out yesterday. They'll be giving 100% to the Red Cross to the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Now, all day today, Hollywood firefighters will be around town at a number of intersections, passing that boot around. They'll be doing the same thing, too, and donating some of that money to those victims. And here on South Beach, another celebrity event being held tomorrow night at 9 o'clock at the Hotel La Macarena with the group Vacilos, and there the minimum donation is $30. Again, all going to the victims of Hurricane Katrina. That is the very latest on South Beach. Lucilla Ramirez, CBS 4 News this morning.
If you would like to help the victims of Hurricane Katrina, call our Neighbors for Neighbors hotline at 305-597-4404, or you can log on to neighborsforneighbors.org. And join us later this morning for a 1-hour Hurricane Katrina special and telethon. Hurricane 2005, In the Path of Hurricane Katrina, airs at 9 a.m. here on CBS 4.
6:37 is the time right now. Rip current warnings along Miami Beach this morning, just as people plan to head to the beach to enjoy the holiday today. CBS 4's Nefertiti Jacquez live on Miami Beach with what this means for your Labor Day. Hey, Nefertiti.
Yeah, well, this is what it all boils down to. Officials say, hey, they know you're going to be going to the beach, so go ahead and do so. It is Labor Day. Come out and have a good time, but just use precaution because the rip currents have reached dangerous levels.
Labor Day, a day where many head to the beach to relax, spend time with friends and family, and of course, catch some waves. But Labor Day will also prove to be a day of warning as rip currents reach moderate to high levels, posing danger to swimmers and surfers. So remember, officials say it's not a risk you want to take because there have been many past occurrences where several who did not heed the warnings did not survive nature's wrath.
Now, if you plan on coming to the beach, here are some safety tips you need to be advised of. Never swim alone, and if you get caught in a current, remember to stay calm. Never try to fight it. Now, swim along the shore if you find yourself in trouble, and then swim outward. And if you're caught in a rip current, remember to wave your hand so officials can see you. And lastly, if you see someone in trouble, experts say, try not to be a victim. Instead, throw that victim or that person in trouble something that floats, and then immediately call 911. That's the very latest out here from South Beach. Nefertiti Jacquez, CBS 4 News this morning.
The body of Chief Justice William Rehnquist will lie in repose this week at the U.S. Supreme Court. Rehnquist died of cancer Saturday night at his home in suburban Washington after serving on the nation's highest court for 33 years. CBS 4's Meg Oliver has more on his legacy and the task of now filling 2 vacancies on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Come and we pray for the family.
Today, a small group of mourners gathered outside the United States Supreme Court to pay tribute to the late Chief Justice William Rehnquist. And President Bush also expressed his condolences.
Our nation is saddened today by the news that Chief Justice William Rehnquist passed away last night. Laura and I send our respect and deepest sympathy to this good man's children.
The 80-year-old Chief Justice battled thyroid cancer for the past year, but worked until the very end, mostly from home.
Will you raise your right hand, Mr. President?
One of his last public duties was to deliver the oath of office to President Bush. His body will lie in repose Tuesday and Wednesday at the Supreme Court, and then he will be buried at Arlington National Cemetery. The news of Rehnquist's death comes just 2 days before the Senate Judiciary Committee was set to begin the confirmation process on nominee John Roberts.
Knowing Justice Rehnquist, he'd want us to move ahead.
Rehnquist's death opens a rare second vacancy on the nation's highest court. Many are pushing for a woman or a minority. And Mr. Bush must also find someone to fill Rehnquist's role as Chief Justice of the court. The president does have a few options in front of him. He can elevate one of the sitting justices, such as Antonin Scalia or Clarence Thomas. Or if John Roberts is confirmed, that would also be an option. Justice Sandra Day O'Connor said Rehnquist will go down in history as one of the great Chief Justices of the Supreme Court. He never lost his sense of humor, and he will be greatly missed. In Washington, Meg Oliver for CBS 4.
Well, 6:41 is the time right now. Up ahead, a commercial airliner crashes overnight, killing more than 100 people on board.
Also, several children are killed as a fire sweeps through a condo in California.
Plus, a date is set for the start of Saddam Hussein's trial in Iraq.
First, though, here's a look at your winning lottery numbers. Good luck to you. We'll be right back.
Did you know that migraine headaches are 3 times more common in women than in men?
There are many causes of migraines, but you can help prevent them if you follow these simple steps.
Keep a headache diary, avoid food triggers, eat a healthy diet, reduce stress, get plenty of sleep, and exercise. If you do get a migraine headache, remember Excedrin Migraine is clinically proven to relieve migraines. And for other types of headaches, try Excedrin Tension, Sinus, Extra Strength, and PM to help you sleep.
Treat yourself right and take care of your health.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers, makers of Excedrin.
Another perfect day. If only there was something a little different to brighten it up. Like this. Introducing new Philly Swirls, triple berries and cream. Rich, creamy Philadelphia and the delicious taste of berries swirled together. Still 25% less saturated fat than butter. Now this is heaven.
You'll also love Philly Swirls brown sugar and cinnamon spice. A new spin on a little taste of heaven.
City Furniture has a fantastic selection of Serta Perfect Sleeper mattresses. A queen set is just $3.99. Current choices include firm, plush, and pillow top models, all in stock at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, City Furniture now offers same-day delivery, 7 days a week, and no payments for 1 full year.
$10,000 minimum for any trade-in at Fairbanks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Sawgrass. All during the Labor Day blowout going on now until Monday at midnight. Fairbanks is guaranteeing you $10,000 minimum for any trade-in. And exclusive of that, get employee pricing on every Dodge Magnum, Durango, Caravan, and truck, every Dodge Charger, and every other Dodge in stock. But the $10,000 minimum trade deadline is midnight Labor Day at Fairbanks Chrysler Jeep Dodge Sawgrass.
CBS 4 Weather is sponsored by the South Florida Water Management District, protectors of the Everglades.
6:43, let's get you another check of traffic with Erica Del Sordo. Hey, Erica.
Well, good morning to you. Right now, we're taking a peek at the Palmetto Expressway, and usually stacked up solid at this hour, but still a very nice ride and up to speed at this time. That is good. The good thing. I-95 at 151st Street. There's a nice peek at it there. Shouldn't be a heavy commute today. Rain showers could slow your ride down, but because of a lot of people staying home in honor of Labor Day, it should be a nice commute for you. Miami-Dade, I-95 at 151st Street, as we can see, looking good with a nice ride on all major roadways into downtown Miami. Now, Broward County, an injury crash on the Turnpike northbound where it meets Commercial Boulevard. We have a wreck there. On the flip side, a new wreck that occurred on the Turnpike southbound at Griffin Road. No injuries here. And 595 westbound before Flamingo Road, a wreck wrapping up on the shoulder. I'm Erica Del Sordo. We'll have more CBS 4 traffic coming up in 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you. We're going to have some weather coming up right now.
Yes, we are. Boy, look at that. It's kind of a nice sunrise coming up, and that's our shot over downtown Fort Lauderdale. But as Erica was saying, we have had some rain showers, so for the folks who have to be out there on the roads this morning, I feel for you. It's a little bit damp. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers. They are looking pretty good. It's 76 in western Miami-Dade here in Weather Control, 77 in Fort Lauderdale, and we're in the upper 70s all the way down into the Keys, where we do have some rain this morning. We'll show you that momentarily. We are an 8 on the stickiness scale, and the winds now, as they have been for the last couple of days, are coming in out of the north primarily northwest flow right now, but they'll shift a little more around to the northeast later this afternoon. That's why we've actually had some fairly comfortable temperatures over the past 2 days. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that radar perspective. Not a lot of stuff going on in Broward or Miami-Dade, but you can see some storms here sitting just offshore. The flow from the north, so these are going to be kind of sagging southward. The only thing really of mention here in the metro vicinity is that we do have one batch of showers getting ready to move through South Miami Heights and Cutler Ridge. Otherwise, you've dried out in just the last few minutes up around Dadeland and Olympia Heights, where we did have some pretty steady rain earlier. And then once you get south of Marathon, it has been coming down for the last couple of hours along the 7 Mile Bridge, past Big Pine Key, and into Key West, kind of on the north side of Key West. But this, again, is going to be sagging to the south, so this big batch of heavier rain will be moving across the Overseas Highway during the next few minutes. All right, let's go ahead and expand it out and take a look into the Atlantic. A lot of interesting things here, one of which is an area of low pressure sitting just off our coast. Because the water temperature is so warm this time of the year, we've talked about this many times, it's up near 90 degrees. We have to watch this thing, and we think it could become tropical depression number 15 or maybe 16, depending on how things happen here over the next couple of days. This may be depression number 15 or 16, whichever one develops first, but you can see a very healthy looking little wave of low pressure there, purple becoming more evident and becoming more symmetrical and unified near the center. So those are two elements out there that could factor into our forecast. And then there is Hurricane Maria, a potent storm with winds of 90 miles per hour. The movement has been to the north and northwest at about 10 miles per hour, so the forward speed has slowed just a little bit. It's located about 465 miles east of Bermuda, and within the next couple of days, Maria is expected to take that turn off to the northeast, so it does not appear that Maria is going to be an issue for anyone. Of course, they always have shipping concerns taking things across the northern Atlantic, but that's about it. So we checked another one off the list, and let's hope we don't have too much to deal with here in the short term. But again, we are watching that area of low pressure. It is going to continue to drive in that northeasterly breeze. So we are going to have some storms on and off through the day. And then as you head back to work on Tuesday, still watching that low, it will be creeping up the east coast of Florida heading northbound, but it will still be stormy tomorrow with potentially some heavy rain. So here's your forecast in detail for this Labor Day. Storms likely, coolish and breezy for this time of the year, 87 for your high. Boaters, small craft advisory in effect. It's going to be pretty choppy out there. Northeasterly winds gusting up to about 20 knots, and the seas will be building to about 7 feet. So please be careful. We also have that risk of rip currents through the day. Storms around into the evening, 78 for the low, and then there's a look ahead. Still kind of cool on Tuesday. We're back up to 90 through the rest of the work week. Have a good one.
Elizabeth, sounds good. Thank you. The time right now is 6:48. A fast-moving fire sweeps through a California condominium home, killing 5 children. 3 girls and 1 boy were found dead in the upstairs bedrooms there. Another girl died at the hospital. At least 12 people in all were in the home when those fires started.
3 suspects held in connection with the disappearance of Natalie Holloway are now free. 18-year-old Joran Vandersloot left an Aruba prison with his parents and an attorney yesterday. The 2 other suspects, who were brothers, left minutes later. Prosecutors say despite their release, all 3 suspects are still under investigation.
The trial of the former Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein is scheduled to start October 19th. That's according to an Iraqi government spokesman. Saddam will first face charges for detentions and executions he ordered back in 1982. He'll also face charges for the 1990 invasion of Kuwait and chemical attacks on Iraq's Kurdish minority. Saddam Hussein has been in U.S. custody since his December 2003 capture by U.S. troops.
6:48 coming up next. A quick look at your top stories before you head out the door, including this one. A commercial airliner crashes overnight, killing more than 100 people on board.
Then in New Orleans, several people shot and killed, accused of shooting at crews working to repair levees.
CBS 4 News Traffic is sponsored by Palmetto Ford. Give us a try before you buy. 305-592 Ford.
Hurricane Katrina. It's being called the worst natural disaster in the U.S. since Andrew. Now CBS 4's Brian Norcross breaks down the storm from first landfall.
This is a bad situation.
To the devastation on the Gulf Coast.
We lost our home. We have nowhere to go.
With special insight from David Bernard on the scene in his former hometown of New Orleans. Plus the latest information on the flooding, the recovery efforts, and how you can help. Watch a special edition of Hurricane 2005 in the path of Katrina. Today at 9 on CBS 4. Brought to you by these sponsors.
The Rand Eye Institute is internationally renowned as a leader in laser vision correction and is one of the largest eye surgical centers in the U.S., led by Dr. William Rand, a corneal surgeon who has performed over 30,000 microsurgical procedures. The Rand Eye Institute uses state-of-the-art technology with a standard of safety and excellence, bringing an additional level of care. Call 877-RAND-EYE or go to randeye.com. Rand Eye, see the good things we do with your own eyes.
If you dream of furnishing your home with the best, but think it's out of your price range, you haven't been to Behr's. Now get extra savings on the stuff that dreams are made of at Behr's incredible Labor Day weekend sale. Up to 50% savings on every item in our showroom. All the styles you want at prices you have to see to believe. No interest 1 year, 24-hour delivery. Pinch yourself, you're not dreaming. Behr's Labor Day weekend sale. Beyond the ordinary. Don't miss it.
This past summer was busy and fun, but back to school means back to you. Now that the kids are in school again, tackle your weight loss goals this fall with 3 a day of dairy. Research indicates that including 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt in a reduced calorie weight loss plan can burn more fat and help you lose more weight than by just cutting calories alone. Treat yourself right and take care of your health with 3 a day.
Sponsored by Dairy Farmers Incorporated. Got milk?
Just won't quit. I'm eating my dinner.
How's it now, Chunky?
Jerk!
That was fun. Life stinks.
Cheer up, you're still a kid. It's gonna get much worse.
Is there a Dr. Barnes here?
Yeah. Start your night with CBS. Make a night of it.
The time right now, 6:52. Here's a look at our top stories making headlines. Tragic news out of Indonesia to report to you this morning. A passenger plane has crashed on the island of Sumatra, killing all 141, including 30 on the ground.
Officials said the Mandala Airlines Boeing 737 crashed and burned a minute after takeoff from the Medan airport and went down in a heavily populated downtown neighborhood. So far, 6 survivors have been rescued from that flight.
And on the Gulf Coast, Coast Guard helicopters are still retrieving people in New Orleans almost a week after Hurricane Katrina roared ashore. Late Sunday, helicopters evacuated people from a dry stretch of Interstate 10 where they were dropped off by rescue boats. Homeland Security Chief Michael Levitt says the number of dead could be in the thousands.
New Orleans police say they shot and killed several gunmen who had fired at a group of contractors. The 14 contractors were on their way to repair a canal. They were traveling across a bridge under police escort when shots were fired. Police shot at 8 people, killing 5 or 6.
6:53 is the time right now. Let's get another check of the roadways before you head out.
Here's Erica Del Sordo. Erica?
Good morning to you. My goodness, lots of pavement that we can see there. It also looks like it's kind of dried up, but scattered rain showers could still slow your ride down today. Shouldn't be the heavy commute, as you can see. Lots of pavement again, like I said, but because of a lot of people staying home in honor of Labor Day, Miami-Dade, a look at I-95 at 151st Street, still looking good with a nice ride for you on all major roadways into downtown. Now the Palmetto Expressway, look at that, a nice commute. Usually at this time it looks like a parking lot, but nice and up to speed at this hour. Broward County has an injury crash on the Turnpike northbound where it meets Commercial Boulevard. On the flip side of that, a new wreck that occurred on the Turnpike southbound at Griffin Road. No injuries here, and it is off to the side now with police still on scene. And 595 westbound before Flamingo Road, a wreck wrapping up on the shoulder with a 595 eastbound commute ride time of about 15 minutes. That is from Weston down to Fort Lauderdale. I'm Erica Del Sordo. More CBS 4 traffic coming up in just 10 minutes.
All righty, thanks so much. It's 6:54. Let's get another check of the weather before you head out. Miss Elizabeth.
Well, good morning, Danielle and Angela. Hey, I tell you what, it looked very hazy there through the traffic cameras, and that's kind of what we're seeing throughout Miami-Dade and Broward County. But at least for the time being, the rain has dried up there, not so much in the Keys. It has been a steady soaker from the middle Keys down to the lower Keys all morning long, and because we have northeast winds, it is moving down to the south. So this big batch you see just getting ready to move across Big Pine Key is going to be heading in here over the next several minutes, and it appears that's going to kind of be a precursor of things to come. That strong northeast wind is going to keep the showers kicking as we expand it out and take a look at what is happening just off of our coastline with this little area of low pressure sitting about 130 or so miles to our east. It appears that it's going to kind of ride up the east coast of Florida and that will keep us in the rain zone with that northeast wind today into tomorrow, and depending on where it is, we think it will be well up to our north. We should start to see some drier weather in here by Wednesday. We're also watching this wave of low pressure that could also become a depression in the next day or two, and then that is Hurricane Maria, headed out towards the northern Atlantic and not expected to bother anyone. So some good news on that front, but stay tuned because it does appear that we're going to have a couple of tropical depressions here very soon. Limited sunshine today, may see a storm at any time. We'll top out near 87. That's the good news. It's going to stay kind of cool with that northeast wind. And then as we take a look at your back to work forecast, storms likely again on Tuesday, breezy and cool with highs in the upper 80s. And I say cool only because our normal high this time of the year is about 90. So that is a slight improvement, but we'll be back up to that by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with a little more in the way of sunshine. Highs near 90, but still some storms possible.
Okay, well, not great for people today.
I know.
Get out on this Labor Day holiday.
But there it is. Fact, not fiction, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, Pamela Wright's on the early show, and that's coming up next.
It is, and since we don't have we have a wonderful telethon coming up on UPN, so just switch back and forth to the two. Check out Pamela, check out this great telethon we have coming up as well that you're going to be a part of.
Yeah, I'll be there at 10 a.m.
Wonderful. So again, another update here in just about 25 minutes. All the latest news throughout the day. Make it a great Labor Day, everybody.
Are you hungry?
My name is Leroy, and I work for Post Cereal.
My favorite cereal is Honey Bunches of Oats. Honey Bunches of Oats.
Every spoonful is a little different. Bit of honey in there, it's a perfect balance.
It's like a mouthful of joy.
They got 3 kinds of flavor.
Different textures, different shapes.
Crunchy clusters.
Honey Bunches of Oats tastes brand new every time you have it.
The clusters are more of a crunch, where the flakes are more of a crisp.
It's the cereal you'd make if you made cereal.
Honey Bunches of Oats cereal bars. It's like Honey Bunches of Oats to go.
No spoons required.
Just announced, the Chevy employee discount continues on 05 vehicles and is now available on 06 full-size trucks. From the family of Chevy trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The discount price is right on the window. That's the Chevy Total Value Promise. Right now, get a 2006 Silverado 1500 regular cab WT for under $16,200. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Looking for smart solutions? Pick up a copy of today's Herald.
Before you leave on your vacation this summer, take a look at your auto insurance. Are you certain that you're getting the best price? You should know Mercury Insurance consistently beats its competitors in head-to-head rate comparisons. Florida drivers can save over $500 a year. So whatever road you take this summer, take Mercury along.
Mercury Insurance, going the extra mile for you. For a fast, free quote, call 888-4MERCURY.
Parents, the Education Fund and Miami-Dade Public Schools have teamed up to give you everything you need to know to get involved in your child's schooling. Look in the Miami Herald on September 22nd to get your parent resource guide, supported by CBS 4, the Children's Trust, and the following sponsors.
Did you know that hurricanes and tropical storms can bring 20 inches of rain in a single day? South Florida's canals help prevent severe flooding by collecting and moving stormwater away from populated areas.
This message is underwritten by the South Florida Water Management District, protector of the Everglades.